The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Yesterday I went over to Rotto and did a skydive over the Great Island.
Now, you were supposed to do it before and it got cancelled?
Yeah, it got cancelled last week. So in September, I was just with a couple of guys. We're having lunch, and one of them said, we were over Rotto. We're watching people skydiving. Like, that'd be amazing. Yep. And this guy was like, a friend of ours, he said, I'm going to do that. And another mate of mine said he would do it as well, but he's not that type of person that would actually do it.
Yep.
And
do you have to wait? Where did they do it from?
Down into the beach.
No, where did they come from?
Oh, you
The
just go from the
airstrip at
airstrip.
Rottnest.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
right.
it's
I was going to say, because you get dropped to Rottnest, it's like, where's my car?
No.
And then to ferry back and then drive out. Catch an Uber to the hills.
The airport at Rotto's hilarious.
Yeah. Take off from Rotto. Okay,
Yeah, there's a couple of helicopters always there and a few planes. You can enjoy joy flights for $65.
And is there a
That's actually
command
worth it.
centre at the airport or anything? Like a little...
No, that would come
Well-
from the airport.
So it's just like a landing strip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never knew Rottnest had a landing strip.
It got underway in like 1947. I was reading the side of the wall.
Okay, history.
Yeah. And it's the shortest... It was the shortest commercial route in the world.
Yeah,
19
right.
kilometres.
Perth to is Jandakot or Perth? It'd be Jandakot, wouldn't it?
It would have been Jandakot, yeah.
Hilarious.
Anyway, so we went along to do it. It was one of those occasions where I was a bit nervous about it. The last time, and I know you guys probably feel the same, the first time I've ever done it, I didn't really have a great time when I jumped out of a plane.
I liked doing it,
yeah.
and I thought it was fun. But the guy that I was strapped to said he'd done it like nearly 1,000 times, and that you're always chasing the feeling of the first. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't need to do it again then. Why don't we just keep there?
For me, I did know. I thought whenever I would do something like that, I think I could die now. And you do. You have to you have to realise that.
While you're free falling, you are plummeting towards the earth.
Yeah.
Like you're plummeting
anything
to your
like
death.
that.
You're
So
sailing.
anything extreme, you could die. So I knew that. But the one thing that I was shocked about, Shaun, because I've always watched it and I've always seen the videos, and I can see people's cheeks rippling
Yes,
and
the
stuff.
jowls. Yeah.
But no one explained how windy it is. It's so
windy.
Like
Yeah,
just,
so
it's like
windy.
your head's out of the car on a turbojet engine.
Yeah.
Because you're at terminal velocity at this point.
Yeah. So we took off from the airport in Rotto, and off we go, and we're just doing laps and laps and laps. And there was one guy on board with us. He was jumping out at 10,000 feet.
Oh, that's
and I wasn't aware of that at the time. So we went to 15,000 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And anyway, all of a sudden,
Was he in a rush, was he?
Yeah, the inside the plane there's three lights, green, amber, and then the red, and then it just started happening, and I was like, oh shit, we're about to jump, and my harness wasn't completely tight, so I started.
Oh yeah,
panicking
right.
a little
You're
bit.
like, hang on.
And he goes, no, there's a guy going out. So then the roller door goes up. Next thing you know, this guy is out of the
That's
plane.
what happened on ours.
Yeah.
There were two guys went out. Exactly.
Yeah.
Roller door went up and they just went,
they're out.
see you, and jumped out. And we're like, hang on, is there not some procedure to go check or something? I don't know.
Hey,
Bizarre.
how much quicker would the flying around the world be if that's how you had to go?
Yes,
if you had to stop
exactly.
over?
Stopping people off.
Stop over. Okay, Natalie, you ready?
With your hand like
your arms are by, go. You jump out of the plane.
And then it's like this suction just gets them,
Yes.
boom, out they're gone, and that's it. And the
I know,
door goes
and they
down.
disappear.
And we kept going and going and going, and up we go to the top. And eventually, obviously, my turn to come out. One after the other, bang, bang, bang.
Sorry to make this longer, but what's the difference? Why jump at 10,000? You're going at 15.
Yep.
What's the difference?
I asked this question.
Why
the hell would we want to go to 15,000 feet?
Yeah.
Because the free fall's longer.
get more
Okay, right.
time.
So that guy
So
really,
it's scarier,
that guy that
I
jumped at
guess.
10,000 feet just didn't want to have some more time up there. Yeah.
But I mean, he might have done it all, like, do you know, like
so he
just
might be
doing-
practicing and tricks. I'm going to do tricks at 10,000.
At a
Got a free,
lower
and I said,
altitude.
why do I want to do free fall longer? I just want to get to the ground. Isn't that the aim of the whole thing?
Because once the chute does go off and then you're just drifting, it's delightful.
that's beautiful. It's the windy
just
part
like you can
beforehand.
hear, like it's just like there's, you know,
You have a conversation with the guy, and then like, you can hear them. Like,
yeah, you can hear the birds.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It goes from being you're plummeting to your death to tra-la-la-la-la. Like, it's like a fairy tale at that point.
Big
so
time.
why wouldn't you want more of that? And less of the dying.
I didn't think I had a choice, and I just got told that's what we're doing. I was like, oh, okay, sure.
My favourite thing is when elderly people do it for their 100th birthday.
Oh, yeah, I
you know
know.
what I mean? And then, so then they jumped out of there, and the wind gets your face.
They're all skinned.
and their face is above their head, and their skull's down the bottom.
I've got to say, Rottnest Island is the most picturesque thing I've
I
ever
can
seen in my
imagine. That'd
life
be
being up there.
beautiful.
It is absolutely amazing. But before, and I had a great time, we landed safely, clearly, and it was all bloody brilliant. Before we got on, the instructor gets us into a room, and and they start asking us if we've done this before.
Yeah.
And I say, yeah, I've done it like 20-odd years ago. I can't remember much about it. I'm not sure if I had a great time. And one of our friends he's done it a number of times. And they said, how did you enjoy it? Did you have any problems? And he did have a problem once when he jumped out of a plane, because what happens when you're up there and you're strapped to your person in a lot of respects, the thing is when you get to the edge of the plane and the door's open, you've got to tuck your legs behind
under the body of the plane, yes. Which
kind of doesn't make
you forward.
Yeah. And so then you've got to really pull your arch back and put your head back before you fling out into the atmosphere.
And they go, look up, and that's just a trick, because then that's the point, they're going to jump out.
And then you just jump out. And so he'd been up in the plane so long, like most people are, because you're trying to get to that altitude. He'd been sitting on his leg as it was, and he had a dead leg. So he's trying to jump out. He gets to the side of the plane trying to tuck his leg. And he can't get it. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Is just dragging him?
Just dragging. Yeah, just dragging his leg, and he's trying to get to and they're trying to get him out the door, of course, and eventually, obviously, because they get to the point where he just...
Essentially, they're like...
But he couldn't feel his legs.
They're jumping with a dead weight.
It's so weird when your legs don't work, because I used to go through a phase here of I was really enjoying scaring people, and who was it working at reception at the time? Was that Abby Jelmy, maybe? Anyway, so someone was in reception, and I thought, I'm going to scare them. But reception back in the day, was just reception, and you can see exactly who's coming and who's going. So she had gone to go to the toilet, and I took that as my opportunity to sneak into the prize cupboard. The prize cupboard was basically just like folding doors that it had in front of it like a cabinet. So I had to crouch on top of the cabinet, and God, I took about 25 minutes.
So what you were waiting for was her to come back and then have to open the prize cupboard for somebody.
Yeah, so I was probably in there for 25 minutes because she was on a break. So 25 minutes I'm in there in the same position, and then I was going to jump out and scare her. So then she opens up the door, and then I jump out and scare her, and she's like, and I go to land on my feet, and my legs like, I literally just was on the ground. And I couldn't move them.
The old dead leg.
So I scared her, and also I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, you had lost the use of your legs.
What's happening?
Mine's always my arms now.
Yeah, me too. Like, I can remember being fast asleep, and then I woke up and I'm like, oh my God, there's something in the bed. There's something in the bed. And so I grabbed it and threw it out, because I thought, just get it out of here. And then it was back again in a moment, and I'm like, oh my God, what is it? And it was my arm. So I'm like literally picking up my hand and tossing it aside, because that's how dead it was. Horrible.
I think this is a great idea.
Yeah.
What on you fell asleep, and why was it a problem?
Yeah,
and how did it affect you? Yeah, what were you trying to do? Molly, hello.
Good morning.
Hey, Molly. What happened?
Oh, my God. So I was in primary school. We were at one of those dreaded long assemblies sitting on our little carpet squares. And awful. And one of the boys in our class got a dead leg or dead foot. The assembly finished, and he jumped up onto his foot and literally snapped it.
I was going to say a second ago, because I've noticed I've got 1,000 pins and needles in there after your leg goes. It's like your knee doesn't work properly. It's like
it's because the nerve is being impaired. So it's not going to feed the muscles properly, and it's not sending information.
So it doesn't
back to
do
your brain
the thing
properly.
that you need it to do. So that's what happened. He's wow. Could you hear it?
No, you could see it. It was an obvious break. And
Molly.
We all lived in immense fear after those assemblies. We would stretch our legs out and get our blood moving again before we'd get up.
How paranoid we all are when we found out about deep vein thrombosis. Everyone's got everyone's doing Pilates in the plane, the compression socks on.
We got those stockings.
Amazing.
Molly, that's
proper trauma. Rowan's in Bullsbrook. Hello.
Morning, how are you?
Hey,
Rowan, what was dead? What happened?
So I was watching my younger sister play at a Country Week basketball championships.
Yes.
And it was the final game, and I was sitting on the sideline on the ground with the legs crossed because there was no seats available.
Yep.
And then halfway through the game, the seat became available. So I was like, oh, sweet, I'll steal that seat. As I got up, I fell straight into the middle of the game and stopped the game for about a minute because I'd also sprained my ankle. I had to get medics to help me get off and everything.
So you're watching a game and you sprained your ankle like that.
Yes.
Yep. and then I become the centre of attention for the game, on the final game too.
I bet your sister was furious with you, Rowan. Furious.
She wasn't too happy. She was quite embarrassed because she's like, all my friends told me that was my brother, and they were laughing at me. So
Yep.
Rowan, I would have loved to have seen that.
Get up and face plant.
Were you embarrassed?
Oh, I kind of didn't know what was going on, to be honest, because it all happened so quickly.
More confused.
I kind of just fell over, looked at the roof, and I just went, what happened?
Yeah.
And then all the women are going around go, that's what happens when you man spread too wide.
Yes, exactly. Thanks, Rowan. Natasha's in Armidale. Hello.
Hey, how you going?
Hey,
Great, Tash. Okay, what happened to you?
So, it was actually coming up to about a year ago now. Me and my partner went ice skating at the Coburn Ice Skating Arena.
Yes.
For a cute little date night, you know. I said to him when I was younger, I was really good at roller skating. I thought that the hobbies might translate. About 5 to 10 minutes into the ice, I took a pretty nasty tumble. My partner went, okay, well, let's leave.
Oh, wow, it was that bad that you should leave. Wow.
Well, you know, it was like, I was a bit broken up about it, quite embarrassed. So I was like, oh, okay, I said I was good at this.
Well, sweetheart, this is where you went wrong, though, because roller skating, you know, the next transition from that, of course, is rollerblading. And that's where you get your ice skills from rollerblading.
Exactly. Yeah. So, we went home. Mind you, I drove home. I was like, it's fine. I'll get over it. I woke up the next morning and my left elbow and my left arm is quite numb. Yeah. Called my mum. I was like, Mum, my arm's numb. What should I do? She's like, you should go to a doctor. I went to work until about 11:30 when my doctor's appointment was. They did an X-ray. Turns out I broke my elbow.
Yeah.
Oh, no doubt.
That sounds like something I would do.
But that's pretty exciting to have no pain, just numb, like to hurt yourself.
That suggests the nerve has been impacted. Yeah, Tash?
Well, yeah. I was 27. I'd never broken a bone before.
Oh, no.
So I was like, I was very unfamiliar with what the feeling could be like. So quite traumatic, but there was no pain. I was just worried that I'd have a cast on for when I went to Jonas Brothers last year.
Yeah, sure.
Oh.
That is a big consideration.
Jonas Brothers. We
she
totally
wants to put her hands in the air and show them that they're enjoying sucker.
Yeah. You can't just put one arm up as Elon Musk.
You can't. You want to say something.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
We're joined in the studio by two very special
very
guests.
foxy ladies, I have to say.
Yes.
Yes. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi,
Sean.
It's Kimmy and Sharon.
It's Kimmy and Sharon, Sean.
All the way from Fountain Lake.
Very excited to be
Nice
here.
to be here in the good room. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for having us. We are loving ourselves sick here at Nova.
So we do know that, you guys, hang around Fountain Lake a lot. What do you think of our lovely Perth?
Oh, we are loving it in Perth.
It's beautiful. You've been all over the place.
I have, yeah. We've been here for 3 weeks. So I've been to see all the sites. I've been to Macca's.
Yeah.
I went to KFC. I went to Red Rooster.
I went
Amazing.
to Athlete's Foot. I went to Rebel Sport. And then I went to the chiropractor for my tennis elbow, which is weird because I don't actually play tennis.
Yeah, poor Sharon. She can't really go out during the day much at all because of her carbuncles with your Perth heat. So she just spends most of the day in her hotel just rubbing lotion all over her.
Well, if you do like a KFC, we do have one down in a lovely suburb that we is known because its name is Dog Swamp.
Oh, no. We love Dog Swamp.
All over it.
Most days at the Dog Swamp shopping centre because there are so many spunk rats here in Perth.
of course.
You know.
Oh, my gosh. I can't get enough of the Perth guys. Oh, such hornbags. And I love a guy in a thong, you know.
Yes.
A pair of thongs, I mean,
high
you know.
vis and a thong.
High vis and a pair of thongs.
What a
There's so
combo.
many of them here.
Kimmy, they'd have no
hands
chance
and
against
you can see
you,
them.
actually, because you're showing so much body, and
I
you're talking
know.
about KFC, but it doesn't look like it's affected you at all.
Oh, no,
the
thank
figure.
you, Sean, you flirt. Yes, no, I have kept my body in peak condition for the Perth guys because these FIFO workers, they are so up for it. So I like to show off as much midriff as I possibly can. And if you come to the show,
you
you'll
are.
see a lot of it.
What about, Sharon, have you thought about taking the show to the mine sites and, maybe getting an invite back to someone's donga?
Look,
Back to their what?
Their donga, it's what they stay in.
That's what
They're
it's called.
little single person.
Sharon doesn't hang
A
around.
guy will
there.
take-
Okay.
a guy
I'm
will
actually
take-
not a fan of dongas myself. I like the ladies, but But I do appreciate air travel, and I respect our pilots. So I would be interested in doing that.
Yeah, you might have to get Gina Reinhardt on the blower, Sharon.
I'm the blower with the donger.
Yeah. And we could talk hair because we've got...
You do have...
We've got hair and fashion because we are shaped very similarly.
Yeah.
Sharon,
she's a handsome woman.
She is.
And I appreciate handsome women.
Handsome women love being called handsome women as well.
Yeah. You were telling me just off air before, you did get up early. I mean, you look amazing. Surely you just sprang out of bed and this happened straight away.
Oh, you would think so,
That's a bit of lip gloss and you pinch your cheeks,
but no, we have been up since about 3:30 this morning.
We wanted to tease up for the radio because,
you're
famously
such a visual medium.
Visual medium, isn't it?
Once we had Russian ice dancers on here, and
we really are starved for entertainment.
we were forced to have them on here, and we didn't want to. And then when they came in for the interview, they didn't speak English.
Don't worry. I've listened to Joel Creasy's show, and he doesn't really either. So don't worry, it's fine.
He used to work here.
Yes.
Chrissy Swan. I thought we'd be.
I know. Where is Chrissy Swan? I am such a fan.
No, she's down at the bakery looking for a new cake for people to guess.
Nice. Speaking of guessing food, you should have had Sharon in here for that competition.
Oh, she would have nailed it.
She can sniff out a Parmigiana from anywhere.
In fact, I understood this would be a catered interview, and I can't see any food.
Some bad news for you.
Got some fresh air sandwiches. That's about it.
Oh, that's nice.
She loves a curried egg.
Curried egg.
Yeah, it's all right. We're in separate hotel rooms, so she can have it.
Sharon, are you looking to pick up a bit of social netball while you're here? I mean, you're dressed for it this morning.
Always and every, but unfortunately it is off season, so I did go to a Perth Wildcat game the other night.
Oh, did you?
Nice.
Yes.
I don't quite understand the rules.
Yes.
And there was no oranges at quarter time, so it's a no for me.
But she is a big footy fan, and she does love Freo.
Love it, actually. So if you wouldn't mind signing my balls after the interview, that would be great.
Can and will.
Yeah.
As long as you sign Sean's donger.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Are you into sport at all?
No, not at all, really. No, I do competitive shopping down at Fountain Lake Shopping Centre back home. I have been doing a little bit of that around Dog Swamp.
I want to know, have you been bitten by the Temu bug yet, Kim?
Oh, I can't get enough of it. You know, they're actually cutting me off, Australia Post, because, well, there's such a big pile back home because we haven't been home for 3 weeks, of course. We've been here in Perth. And apparently you can't get through to the front door.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
I know. I've sent Cal home in the Baruna to pick up some of my packages and bring them back over. Yeah, he's driving across the Nullarbor as we speak.
Oh, loves the package.
Yeah.
Kimmy, you've been so busy. You did mention the last 3 weeks over here in Perth. The shows are going absolutely ballistic.
People are loving us sick, honestly. Perth people are so starved for entertainment.
You've had to move to a bigger venue, haven't you?
Yeah, we have. So we've done 3 weeks sold out at the Aurora Spiegel tent at the Pleasurable Gardens, which has been very nice. We love the Fringe Festival, and, you know, both of us have beautiful fringes, of course.
Whereabouts in the garden is it most pleasurable?
Oh, well, you know, I would recommend for you, because everyone has their different times and things that they want to say. I would say early morning before it opens. Yeah, you'd love it. Yeah. But we're now moving to the ice cream factory, you know, which is nice. I was a bit disappointed to find out they don't make ice cream now anymore.
I wanted to see how rainbow paddle pops were made. And, you know, gay agenda.
Yeah. I'm on a diet, so I was looking for the pine lime splices.
Yes.
Exactly.
You got to think it like that overnight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So we're doing a Tina Arena Spectacular.
Yeah.
In the
Finally.
ice cream factory.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing.
Tina Arena, so Burn, of course. What's her other ones?
Chains.
Sorrento Moon.
Sorrento Moon.
Oh, surrender.
Sharon, I promise you Sharon doesn't sing in the show if anyone's been put off by that.
Why would they?
I know, that would be
beautiful. Natalie, you do your version. We'll see who's better.
In the studio, we have 2 of the stars of Fountain Lakes in Lockdown, a drag parody play which has taken Fringeville by storm. They've moved to the ice cream factory to fit more people in. That's how keen everybody is to come and see them.
When we first heard about this show, which was a while ago, straight away we went, oh my gosh, what does Kath and Kim actually feel about this? Talk to us. What is the creators, Jane Turner and oh my God,
Gina Riley?
Yes.
They seem to be they're very supportive, I imagine. Wonderful Rick McKenna got in touch, who of course was the producer of the original show and Gina's husband, and he had been advised by his lawyers that they just needed to make a few tweaks to our website.
Right, so it's just the website.
Just the website had some reference, some wording that wasn't quite correct and not clear enough that it was a Parody, but now that we've fixed that up, that they're
because
fine.
Of course, we've all seen the ray gun situation blow up.
Of course, yeah.
Where,
ray gun, yeah.
yes.
And she stole those moves off Mum anyway, so, you know, I don't know.
They weren't even her moves.
No.
She hasn't got a leg to stand on, as you can tell by her dancing. You know?
Now, playing Sharon is Robbie and then Thomas as well. So,
as Kim,
hello, guys.
Hi, nice to meet you. And I do apologize. We will slip in and out of character because we've been living at these characters for about a year now.
You're wearing the wig, and once the wig goes on, I imagine
exactly,
that,
and the eyelashes, yeah.
So I was going to say, Robbie, what else do you do apart from putting on the netball bib and getting out there and showing your rig?
Oh, well, outside of this show, I'm still a drag queen in my day-to-day life, but I did have a 9-to-5 job. Still doing it in. A 9-to-5 job. But I quit that to come on tour with this.
What was your 9-to-5?
Oh, I was a team leader for private health insurance.
Hey! Are you the person to get everyone up and about?
Like a proper office job.
Yeah, I just love the idea of people calling up the hotline and then putting through to you, and you're sitting there painting your nails, getting ready for a show that night. Yeah.
So apart from drag, what was your other life?
I've been doing comedy and stuff for about a decade now, producing and performing and writing and that sort of stuff. And then, the last couple of years sort of got into the drag side of comedy.
Right, so you've never had a real job?
Not for a long time. Not really, no. Well, a very long time ago, what did I do? I pushed trolleys at Woolies.
That counts.
Yeah.
Remember that whole news story back in the day when a kid got really severely injured because the bungee cord got back into his own throat? So that was a dangerous profession.
Yes, exactly. You know, I'm lucky to be here. Yeah, exactly.
So when did you realise this show was something different? When did you realise that people were loving it?
So I started writing it in lockdown, just sort of as a bit of a joke to send like little funny bits to friends. And then a year or two after lockdown, I was like, I'm going to put that together and see if it could work. And we originally only were supposed to go for 5 nights in Melbourne in January last year, and that just completely sold out, and we added a couple extra weeks. And after that, I was like, I think we could do something like, people in other cities were seeing videos and photos online and saying we want to see it. So we ended up doing a 3-month tour up and down the East Coast in 14 different cities, including the Sydney Opera House and the Brisbane Powerhouse, which is how we played in all the biggest theatres. Yeah, all the big ones.
Yeah. And you've got the UK, I suppose. You've got UK.
Hopefully, we would love to do the UK. Yeah, I mean, it's huge in the UK. New Zealand, we would love to go to.
Yeah.
And then, we're doing 3 weeks here. We got Adelaide Fringe coming up in a few weeks. So, we're having a great time doing it, and the audiences seem to be loving it, so we'll just keep doing it for as long as we can.
As a cast member, I think from about our second show we realised, we've hit a
nerve here. Yeah.
Just the response was immediate and overwhelming.
Well, they're drag beloved characters anyway.
Yes,
so,
exactly. And they're such iconic parts of Australian culture.
Yeah.
And everyone can relate to them. And then this show is set in lockdown, and everyone, I know Perth had a very short one, but you still had one. Everyone knows what lockdown was like. So putting those two things together, I think, is like a beautiful little recipe for nostalgia and all that sort of stuff,
I was wondering if you make any adjustments as the show's going on. You're enjoying it so much, you add a couple more bits and pieces.
Absolutely. Yep. And we do some local jokes for every city we go to. The lovely Joel Creasy helped us out with a few Perth ones because he's a local. So
that's how you got his job in the
shopping centre definitely gets a mention, don't you worry. Inaloo gets a little mention.
I won't spoil too much, but there is a dance-off between the premiers.
Yes.
Yes.
Mark McGowan.
The premiers changed.
Yeah, Mark McGowan makes an appearance in the show, as does Dan Andrews. So,
I want to know, drag queens, are they supportive of your success?
Oh, yeah, it's been lovely. Look, there's always a couple of bitter old queens here.
Well, I mean,
they're very happy to our faces, and you just know the group chats are going...
But the thing about it is they'd be so angry because everyone knows Kath and Kim. They're performers. You guys do, impersonations all the time. They're always sitting there ready to be taken and no one touched it.
Oh, some people have tried, but we do it really well.
And I personally have hit the jackpot because I'm doing the wood. I personally have hit the jackpot because after doing drag for nearly 25 years, I now get to sit down in a recliner, eat pizza shapes in sneakers.
This is the dream.
It's the most comfortable drag. I'm wearing Crocs and I've got my gut hanging out. No corsets, no stilettos. stilettos.
Magnificent.
And no health kicks because you can't get rid of that gun.
Exactly.
Yes,
No,
you
every
can't.
time.
Your shape,
We can go out for dinner, Hydras. We have to actively eat.
We go out for dinner after the show and I'm like, well, I've got to keep my Kim figure.
Yes, exactly.
sure.
You've got a responsibility now.
Exactly.
Tickets are available, but selling fast, everybody.
Yes, very
so you don't
fast.
want to miss out. Hit up fountainlakeslive.com for all the info, or that's where you can buy tickets as well. You want to go and see
And
this
remember,
show.
don't leave your wallet at home because they've got some amazing merch there as well.
Oh, you're too kind.
Okay, they've got yo-yos, mouse pads.
Tote bags.
Thomas, a.k. Kim, and Robbie, a.k. Sharon, thank you so much.
Thank
for
you so
coming
much for
today.
having us. Thank
Fountain
you.
Lakes Live in lockdown. You want to check it out. Thanks for coming in, ladies and gentlemen.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.